Good Yom Tov everyone, Happy New Year and well over the fast. We are live on the Shtick this week and thank you Henry for bringing us to your programme. We've got so much to talk about in both Melbourne and across the world. We start this year's review of the Jewish news here in Australia with the front page, a beautiful picture of a bursting pomegranate full of the sweetness of 5776. Happy and healthy Rosh Hashanah to all. We can't help but helping ourselves, and of course the wraparound reminds us of how expensive that life can be as well, but how attractive the prices are supposedly for Europe in 2016. Only $1,500 return. I can tell you that is good value. And of course, remembering the moments we cherished in 5775. There's a lovely moment with Rabbi Menachem Wolf when he's giving son Noah a traditional blessing in the run-up to Kol Nidra, and another wonderful look at the One Voice concert, which returned this year, and to everyone's pleasure, and so many kids enjoy. And talking of kids, how wonderful was the stand-ups, communities and refugees moment, that annual Mitzvah Day picnic at Caulfield Park with members of Melbourne's Sudanese community. We do some wonderful things in Melbourne, and it's always lovely to look back on them. And nice to hear from Tony Abbott, the Prime Minister, who, as ever, produces the standard greeting, if you like, from the Prime Minister. But he talks about the concept of Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. And I think it would be wonderful to know or to believe that Tony himself understands that why Jews hold this concept in such high esteem. And it would be wonderful to see him using that expression when he actually undertakes some of the outstretching of Australia's arms to those in need. And moving on very quickly, because we haven't a huge amount of time to look through a very big paper, we're reminded of the story that broke last weekend around Scopus, where we now know that there are armed guards to be stationed in the school grounds. Obviously, we all understand why. I think there were a few others that didn't in the non-Jewish community, but they certainly do now. And of course, the sheer madness, which was an exciting part of last weekend's happenings, if you like, down at Elsternwick's Gordon Street. Hopefully, the first of many more years of sheer madness for Melbourne to enjoy. And with the reminder of the trauma that Yeshiva has suffered over the last 12 months, as well as the traditional memory that we all share of Sir John Monash and all the other heroes that we experience. I should just point out that journalist Grant Lee Keyser has produced a biography of Sir John Monash's life, which is indeed really worth purchasing and worth enjoying. We're really running close to the wind here. We've got so many different aspects of the Jewish news to talk about, but very little time to do it. So I'm just going to recommend, if you don't already have a copy, that if you never buy the Jewish news, this is the ultimate edition, the Rosh Hashanah edition. Not just because it's filled with the usual stories that we all need to understand, Jewish news in Melbourne, but it's just got some of the lovely messages as well from those fantastic organisations that support the Jewish community. Thank you, Jewish News. This week, another Jewish music festival taking place was in Kazan, a Russian city just outside of Moscow. Here, some 7,000 Jews who have survived the former Soviet Union are blessed with the services of Chabad, who, through their annual grant of $60 million a year, assist Jewish communities who would otherwise just not survive. So we have seen here this week similar scenes as we have in Melbourne, and we should see all over the world a celebration of Judaism, and indeed furthermore a celebration of multiculturalism as the Kazan community sits and enjoys their music festival with cultures across their city.
We have Syrian refugees in our own detention centre on Manus Island. Why do those people not deserve a chance at refuge in Australia?
Well, we don't want to reward people smugglers and we don't want to reward people smuggling.
It's been a really weird week, hasn't it? I mean, Tony Abbott has actually said, you know, an extra 12,000 Syrian refugees can come in, but forget about those people that are already suffering in these detention centres, because they are suffering there too, you know, because, well, that would hurt the boat policy thing, and really we've stopped the boats. Just don't forget, we have. Did I mention we've stopped the boats?
So we are very much going to go to people who have sought asylum, sought refuge on the borders of Syria, in Turkey, in Lebanon, in Jordan. We're not particularly going to go and look for people who have used the services of people smugglers to get into Europe.
So with the 12,000 refugees now permitted to come from Syria to Australia, in addition to our existing intake, we're beginning to see perhaps a heart in the government. But nevertheless, to leave all those refugees sitting on the islands in immigration detention centres is really quite painful, particularly at this time of the year when we should be offering tzedakah. So perhaps Prime Minister, you might want to think about that. Maybe a message here for Tony Abbott as we approach Yom Kippur. Don't forget to apologise for things that you ought to be apologising for.
Hey man,
What's up?
good to see you, bud.
Good to see you.
What brings you over here?
Came by to say Happy Yom Kippur and
Happy Yom Kippur, dude.
collect my apology.
Sorry?
Exactly. All right, I'll see you later.
Why would I apologize to you?
Yom Kippur is the Jewish Day of Atonement for anything you might have done wrong over the previous year.
I'm not full-blown Jewish, though.
I thought one of your parents, your mom,
My
was...
dad,
Oh.
not even practicing.
Though, according to Jewish law, you're not a Jew, so I'm sorry for the mistake.
And I accept your apology. And will also accept your apology if you return the sweater you borrowed from me that you keep wearing around me.
It does look better on me than it does on you.
You're stretching it out. I'm sorry. That was rude. Sorry.
I accept your apology. All right.
Okay.
Happy Yom Kippur.
Thank you. Am I going to get that back, or?
Nope. Next year.
I'm sorry.
And finally this week, for all those non-Jewish viewers, as well as perhaps some of the Jewish ones too, what's Yom Kippur all about? Let's see if we can squeeze it into the last minute.
Yom Kippur, also known as the Day of Atonement, is the holiest day of the year for the Jewish people worldwide. Atonement and repentance are of utmost importance. Yom Kippur completes the annual period known in Judaism as the High Holy Days, or Yamim Noraim, which means Days of Awe. In ancient times, the high priest entered the Holy of Holies to put the blood of the sacrificed animals on the altar as a sin offering. Through faith, obedience to God's precise instructions resulted in atonement, or covering, for sin for 1 year. Today, Yom Kippur is a day of fasting and reflection upon one's sin. According to Jewish tradition, God inscribes each person's fate for the coming year into the Book of Life on Rosh Hashanah, and during Yom Kippur, God's verdict is made and the book is sealed. Yom Kippur draws all sorts of Jewish people back to the synagogue, including Orthodox Jews, Conservative Jews, Reformed Jews, Confused Jews, Secular Jews, Jews for Jesus, Atheist Jews, and wannabe Jews, causing synagogue attendance to soar. And that is Yom Kippur in 60 seconds.